Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is episode 14, Things We Lost. When a road trip goes awry, Jack and Lisa find themselves lost in the woods, but a trip down memory lane may just help them find their way together. As we saw in the last episode, of course, they were heading out on a bit of a road trip. So obviously the GPS that Lisa's been bragging about is going to be wrong, which of course causes them to have their road trip go awry. And they're probably going to argue a bit, but then hopefully things will happen because they'll have a trip down memory lane, remember all the good times that they had, and hopefully then this will be the kick in the ass that they need to get together. Also in the episode, you know, they kind of focused a bit on coffee, and they focused on it so much I decided to make some. So with this episode, I will have some coffee to drink in my cat mom mug. So I hope you guys appreciate me drinking in this episode. So I'm glad that they're kind of picking up basically right where the last episode left off and just continuing. And like I said, hopefully this is what we need to get them together. Back together, I should say. These never should have broken up in the first place. But if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, there we go.
Turn right in 100 meters. Slow down and miss a turn.
I can't miss a turn that doesn't exist.
Recalculating.
If that thing says recalculating one more time, I swear I'm gonna hug it right out this window.
Okay.
It's weird seeing you baking right now. When was the last time you boiled water?
Yeah, okay, I admit cooking isn't exactly my strong suit, but this is a cake tart. How hard can it be?
Great. Remy!
Oh, hey there, Rumi. Jade? Who's this guy? He's really hot. Gross, that's my brother. No,
Okay. So, I'll see you later, and maybe I'll pick up a pizza for dinner, all right? Bye.
Isn't Jade
Give
old
it
enough
back.
to
I never
be
said
home
you
by
could borrow
herself?
it. Relax, kid. I was just trying it on.
Covered him, poor guy. That was their own damn fault because, you know, they moved under that little tent, but they didn't give any consideration to Cinder. And I'm like, I know he said it would be too late to go back to the truck, and I'm thinking, but you could have gone and you could have tried to at least put Cinder in the trailer. Maybe that wouldn't have been any better with the storm, but maybe it would have because he would have had a roof over his head. Poor thing's out there getting wet. How is that fair to him? If anything, they should get wet because they put him in that situation. It wasn't his fault. So now, of course, he's broken free and has run off. And it looks like Amy and Ty got back before the storm hit, which is good. So at least they'll have a nice dinner. And of course, when she was asking him about his birthday in the last episode, you know, and he kind of started nuzzling her neck, I'm like, Ty is wanting something that involves being horizontal. Like, yeah, I get it. But it's like they always get interrupted, and it's like, why can't they just have a night, you know?
Cinders!
Storm must have spooked him.
Yeah.
I should have checked on him.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done.
Shouldn't have kept him out in the rain.
This trip has just been a disaster after.
I knew something was gonna go wrong. You know, they mentioned about the pills, and yeah, I'm guessing that it's probably something that he has to be on, obviously, because of the heart attack. I like how he doesn't really want anyone to know. They mentioned it to Ty. They trust Ty with that info. But I'm just like... And it probably was a bit of a strain on him, you know, doing all that hiking and everything, you know. So yeah, that probably is a bit of a strain on him. But I'm like, you better fucking be okay, Jack. You know, you get those pills, you take those pills, and you fucking better be okay. I'm not gonna have you dying on us, alright?
Hey.
At least she's gonna apologize.
So, Jack called.
He's okay. Tim said it was.
She has those headphones on. She can't hear you.
I told you to consider yourself.
I would have been like... See, that's the thing, is... If the horse doesn't want to go, he ain't gonna go. You know, it sometimes seems like people try to force them to do something, and it's like, you really shouldn't try to force an animal to do anything. If the horse doesn't want to go, there's a reason. Whether it's trauma or what. And yeah, that storm probably spooked him and set him back a little bit, but he's obviously on the path to recovery, to getting better. But sometimes it takes a bit, you know?
Clover! Come here, boy!
At least she seems to care about the animals, you know? That part's good, at least.
That's for you.
Just hear me out.
I think my dad has that shirt.
Maybe it is enough.
What is?
Earlier you said that loving each other wasn't enough.
She better fucking stay.
Georgie,
Not bad.
Georgie.
Now they're bonding.
Hey, I got your message. What's going on with Clover?
I need a shower and a change of clothes.
Hey, Mr. Bartlett.
Jade Browning.
Oh, it's another long story.
Hi.
Hey, she thought he was cool. She liked the old man.
Hey. So, what's going on?
Here.
Woohoo, Jack! Woohoo!
You won't regret it.
Yay! And that was impressive because he took his hat off for that, you know. As soon as she said, I took Fairfield off the market for now, it was like he was overcome, you know. He took his hat off and the first thing he did was lean in for that kiss. It was like, aww. And I'm thinking, so Ty and Amy are probably going to get busy in the barn, and Jack and Lisa are probably going to get busy in the house. So there might be some bow chicka bow wow, you know, going on there at Heartland today. I'm glad that Jack finally got his head out of his ass. You know, he said, maybe it is enough to just love someone. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, love is what matters. Now, Lisa, when she first started getting involved with Jack, she knew how he was. She knew that he was grumpy and stubborn and stuff like that, and she was okay with that. So it's kind of like you knew what you were getting into. And, you know, he said that he saw himself 10 years later in that bed and her feeding him. And I'm like, yeah, you can't predict that. And I'm glad that Lisa made that point. She said, maybe that'll be me. You know, and he's like, oh, you're younger. It's like, well, what does that matter? What if she falls off a horse? What if she paralyzes herself? You know? Something could happen in an instant. Just because he's a bit older doesn't mean anything. You know, it's... Jack is set in his ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, he's a bit old-fashioned. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, we need a bit of old-fashioned every now and again. So there's nothing wrong with that at all, but sometimes he needs a reality check. And I think Lisa does too. I think she can sometimes get a little ahead of herself. Like the whole thing with, expecting him to come to France. I mean, he did promise her that he would go one day, and he did, but he had a miserable time, or he said he had a miserable time. And should he have told her? Yeah, but at the same time, at least he went, But she didn't seem to appreciate that. I think because he had a miserable time, I think that she just ignored the fact that he actually went. He actually got on a plane for her to go. So sometimes we focus so much on one part that we neglect to see the good of the other part. So for her, she was focusing so much on the fact that he ended up telling her later that he had a miserable time that she neglects the part that he actually got on a plane and flew to France for her. For her. That's pretty damn important. And that's why the whole thing about maybe love being all there is, yeah. And I love how he says you won't regret it. So we'll have to see if he's true to his word and things are better. I hope they are. So yay! We got Lisa and Jack back. I'm excited. That makes me happy. So thank you for joining me for this reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. If you can, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lazy Cat Reactions. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you are so inclined, please either support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links are in the description. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.